The evaluation of Lieutenant Adriana Cross was initiated at Naval Base Coronado under the directive of Commander Nathan Steele following intelligence discrepancies identified in her service file. The purpose of the review was to determine whether her claimed marksmanship capabilities were verifiable and whether she could be integrated into upcoming operational requirements. Cross's official record reflects conventional naval officer commissioning, weapons qualification, and limited support assignments. However, the file contains multiple redacted operational tours, unexplained transfer orders, and gaps inconsistent with standard career progression. The record does not include BUD-S training, Naval Special Warfare Sniper School, or participation in formally recognized special operations pipelines. Despite this, her clearance levels extend into compartments restricted to Tier 1 assets, suggesting involvement in missions outside documented Navy authority. The evaluation was overseen by Commander Steele, with Chief Donovan Rourke and Captain Marcus Vance acting as technical reviewers. Sergeant Blake Hunter was assigned as ballistic spotter and evaluator. Prior to commencement, all reviewing personnel expressed skepticism, citing the absence of formal sniper qualifications in Cross's record. Informal remarks recorded during preparatory sessions indicate that she was regarded as an observer rather than an operational shooter. Testing protocols consisted of staged long-range marksmanship trials. Targets were placed at 800, 1,000, and 1,200 meters, designed to replicate combat environment conditions. Wind speeds were recorded at 10-12 knots crosswind, with heat mirage present and intermittent visibility obstructions. Cross declined extended warm-up or zeroing periods, commencing engagement with minimal preparation. Performance exceeded expected tolerances. At 800 meters, her grouping was measured at 0.35 mo. At 1,000 meters, under full crosswind, she maintained a 94% first-round hit probability. At 200 meters, shot placement remained consistent, registering 0.5 MOA average deviation. Across all distances, no second shot corrections were required beyond routine ballistic adjustments. Biometric monitoring was conducted concurrently. Cross's average heart rate during firing sequences measured 43-45 BPM, showing negligible fluctuation between initial engagement and final shots. Cortisol markers indicated absence of stress. Elevation typically observed in test conditions. Observers noted that her calculation of wind, drift, and thermal distortion occurred in under 2 seconds per shot cycle, faster than documented benchmarks for Tier 1 sniper teams. Commander Steele formally documented results as operationally significant. Chief Rourke, initially dismissive, revised his report to subject demonstrates skill levels incompatible with known training programs. Possible undisclosed instruction under classified directive. Sergeant Hunter's assessment stated, ballistic performance aligns with beyond standard doctrine. Environmental compensation speed anomalous. Analytic review determined that Lieutenant Adriana Cross exceeded established Naval Special Warfare sniper standards by a margin of 39%. Her techniques suggest exposure to non-standardized instruction not found within U.S. Navy, Marine Corps, or Allied training systems. The origin of these capabilities remains undetermined, but is assessed as either black budget training initiative or interagency transfer. Outcome, the Coronado. Evaluation confirmed Cross as a precision overwatch asset suitable for immediate operational deployment. Following review, she was reclassified from liaison observer to covert sniper operator, with assignment designated for Operation Iron Dagger following the Naval Base Coronado assessment. Lieutenant Adriana Cross was formally recommended for operational integration. Her performance metrics exceeded all established standards, thereby justifying assignment to mission-critical overwatch roles. The immediate requirement emerged from escalating intelligence on high-value hostage containment in the eastern Afghanistan Valley sector. Signals intelligence and human intelligence reports confirmed the detention of 3 hostages, 2 American civilian contractors and 1 British journalist within a fortified Taliban compound located in redacted Valley. The compound exhibited hardened defenses, including elevated watchtowers, reinforced walls, and subterranean bunkers. Reconnaissance imagery identified at least 8 sniper overwatch positions controlling approach corridors and potential ingress points. Each enemy sniper team displayed tactical spacing intended to provide overlapping fields of fire, minimizing blind zones and ensuring maximum engagement coverage. Projected assault scenarios. Conducted by Naval Special Warfare. Analysis cells determined that a standard SEAL Team 6 entry, even with air support, faced an estimated 70% casualty probability during the initial breach phase. Hostage survival likelihood was assessed at less than 40% in the event of direct assault without preliminary sniper neutralization. Prior drone strikes or precision air engagements were ruled out due to confirmed presence of non-combatants and the fortified nature of the compound's defensive layers. To reduce casualty rates and increase mission viability, Command required a precision shooter capable of neutralizing all Overwatch threats. Before ground teams commenced assault, the role demanded an operator with proven long-range accuracy across shifting conditions, the ability to fire from unstable or airborne platforms, and psychological resilience under high-risk operational parameters. Lieutenant Adriana Cross was identified as the sole available candidate, capable of fulfilling requirements. While not a formally recognized SEAL operator, her Coronado evaluation demonstrated superior, long-range engagement skills under stress conditions, with reaction and correction times faster than any operator in recent naval records. Biometric resilience indicated an ability to sustain operational calm across extended engagements. Intelligence officers additionally noted her unusual capacity to calculate environmental drift and wind shift in real time, a capability not fully explained by documented training pipelines. Under Operation Iron Dagger, Cross was assigned as covert sniper Overwatch attached to SEAL Team 6. Her role was classified officially as Observer Liaison, with her true function concealed to prevent inter-unit friction and maintain compartmentalized secrecy. Mission orders required her to eliminate all identified sniper teams from an airborne platform prior to ground force insertion. Contingency planning allowed no margin for error. Each miss or delay risked immediate compromise of the entire assault team. Commander Nathan Steele signed final approval of assignment with appended remarks. Mission success probability increases from 30% to full operational viability contingent on subject performance. Recommend compartmentalization of subjects' role to reduce exposure of skill set origin. Chief Donovan Rourke added, if Cross fails, SEAL element compromise beyond recovery. If she succeeds, doctrine must be reassessed. The night over the Afghan valley was heavy with dust and silence, broken only by the rhythmic thump of rotor blades cutting the dark. The MH-60 Blackhawk carved its path low between ridgelines, skimming so close to the rock faces that sparks of static hissed across the cockpit glass. Lieutenant Adriana Cross knelt at the open door, harness clipped in, rifle steady against the vibrating frame. To the SEAL operators packed into the fuselage, she looked out of place, lightweight frame, calm eyes, no trident stitched onto her uniform, but the way her hands cradled the suppressed 338 Lapua told another story. Wind cross-loading from the east. Sergeant Blake Hunter, her spotter, shouted above the noise. You won't have more than 2 seconds between rotor wash cycles. The suppressed crack vanished into the chop of the rotors. 3 seconds later, the faintest flash, barely visible but unmistakable. One sniper down. A SEAL operator leaned toward Hunter, disbelief etched in his face. She just fired at 600 meters. From a moving bird? Hunter smirked. You're not watching a visitor. You're watching the reason you'll be alive when we land. The second target appeared in her lens, crouched near a rocky ledge. Distance 700 meters. Lateral drift 7 miles per hour. The Blackhawk banked sharply. Adriana exhaled, squeezed, and the figure crumpled out of sight. By the fourth engagement, even the most hardened SEALs were silent, their eyes locked on the impossible shots unfolding around them. Adriana didn't hesitate. Each movement was mechanical precision. Her breathing never broke rhythm, her body moving as if turbulence and distance didn't exist. At 100 meters, she fired again, threading the bullet through the night, compensating for wind shear and the aircraft's lateral momentum. Another target fell. 8 shots in total. 8 Overwatch teams erased before the boots of SEAL. Team 6 even touched the valley floor. When the helicopter descended, Commander Nathan Steele keyed into comms. Overwatch clear. Ground team move. The operators stormed into the compound below with surgical precision. For the first time in projected simulations, not a single man fell. The hostages would walk out alive. Adriana Cross unclipped her harness, her face unreadable, eyes already scanning for the next horizon. For her, it wasn't adrenaline. It wasn't pride. It was calculation, math written in dust, blood, and silence. And for the first time, the men who had doubted her stopped looking at her like an outsider. They were beginning to understand why her file was redacted. After the completion of Operation Iron Dagger, Naval Special Warfare Command initiated a closed-session debrief at Coronado with the objective of evaluating mission outcomes, overwatch performance, and long-term doctrinal implications. The debrief included biometric monitoring data, flight recorder analysis, mission footage, spotter confirmation reports, and SEAL Team 6 after-action statements. All available intelligence confirmed that the mission achieved a 100% success rate, with all 3 hostages recovered alive and 0 SEAL casualties sustained. Prior to execution, the projected probability of success had been assessed at 30% due to the fortified nature of the compound and the placement of multiple hostile overwatch teams. Post-mission analysis recalculated the probability to 100% once the role of Lieutenant Adriana Cross was factored into the equation. The key differentiator was the complete elimination of all 8 enemy snipers prior to ground force insertion. Without these neutralizations, hostile crossfire would have significantly degraded the assault team's capacity to breach and secure the compound. Performance metrics collected on Cross indicated that she fired 8 engagements from an unstable airborne platform at ranges between 600 and 1400 meters. Each engagement resulted in a first-round impact. The average shot preparation time was measured at 3.9 seconds. Ballistic deviations were negligible and fully within the margin required for immediate neutralization. Rotor wash vibration, lateral drift, and thermal mirage conditions did not alter her accuracy. Biometric monitoring indicated an average heart rate of 43 to 45 beats per minute with no measurable stress response elevation throughout the engagement cycle. Reviewers noted that her methods deviated from established sniper doctrine. Instead of relying on extended environmental calculation cycles, she appeared to integrate rotor vibration, rhythms, and lateral drift into a synchronized firing cadence. This technique is not recognized within any current naval, marine, or allied sniper training programs. Observers concluded that her firing cycle suggests prior exposure to compartmentalized instruction, possibly linked to undisclosed black budget initiatives. During testimony, Commander Nathan Steele stated that existing probability models were rendered obsolete by Cross's demonstrated capability. Chief Donovan Rourke, previously dismissive, recorded a revised statement confirming that her results invalidated long-standing assumptions about the impracticality of airborne precision sniping. Sergeant Blake Hunter, who acted as her spotter, testified that her environmental corrections appeared anticipatory rather than reactive, describing the process as instinctive calculation beyond standard human response time. The Coronado debrief determined that the decisive factor in the mission's success was the presence of Cross as a covert sniper asset. Without her, hostages would likely have been executed and SEAL Team 6 subjected to catastrophic losses. The board recommended the creation of a compartmentalized training program modeled on her performance, though restricted to Tier 1 sniper cadres to prevent disclosure of methods. At the same time, official reporting channels continued to list her operational role as observer liaison, with her true contribution redacted. The final conclusion of the debrief established that Operation Iron Dagger represented a doctrinal shift. Overwatch was no longer secondary support. It was the defining element that turned a near-impossible mission into absolute success. The individual responsible, Lieutenant Adriana Cross, remained classified under compartmental protocols, her name withheld from official recognition, but noted internally as the pivotal asset, without whom the mission could not have succeeded. Following the Coronado debrief of Operation Iron Dagger, Naval Special Warfare Command initiated a classified demonstration phase to assess Lieutenant Adriana Cross's capability under controlled but extended range conditions. The demonstration was conducted at the Coronado Advanced Sniper Facility, a range historically used for evaluation of SEAL sniper candidates and instructors. The longest confirmed hit achieved at the facility prior to this trial was 200 meters, with multiple operators attempting but failing to achieve a clean altimeter strike. The event was restricted to command-level observers only, including Commander Nathan Steele, Chief Donovan Rourke, Captain Marcus Vance, and selected ballistic analysts. Cross was tasked with engaging a target placed at exactly 500 meters. Environmental conditions were challenging, intermittent crosswinds, shifting between 8 and 10 knots, heat mirage rising across the valley floor, and a moderate humidity index affecting ballistic flight time. The requirement was to demonstrate whether a precision shot at that distance could be achieved within operationally relevant time limits. Cross was not permitted extended calibration time, and the trial was initiated without rehearsal. Ballistic data collected from the demonstration confirmed that Cross achieved a direct impact on her first attempt. Preparation time was measured at 5.2 seconds between target, acquisition, and trigger release. Biometric monitoring recorded her heart rate at 44 beats per minute, with no measurable stress elevation. The round impacted the steel target with full energy transfer, and subsequent acoustic sensors confirmed a center mass strike. Within 0.7 MOA deviation, the successful engagement established a new record for the Coronado range facility and provided documented proof that a 2,500-meter precision shot was achievable under test conditions. Forensic review of the ballistic trajectory indicated that Cross compensated for multiple variable factors. Simultaneously, wind shear changes occurring mid-flight, mirage distortion across the valley, and subtle elevation differences not visible without digital mapping. Analysts concluded that her shot correction process could not be explained by standard sniper training. Command reactions were documented as significant. Commander Steele formally recorded that Cross's performance redefined maximum effective range assumptions for special operations snipers. Chief Rourke, historically skeptical of her presence, stated that her demonstration invalidated long-standing institutional disbelief regarding extended range practicality. Captain Vance entered an addendum remarking that if her technique could be taught or replicated, it would alter future mission planning across all theaters of operation. The classified summary of this demonstration recommended immediate exploration into codifying her methods. However, it was acknowledged that the instinctive nature of her, in the months following the Coronado demonstration, Naval Special Warfare Command authorized the development of a restricted training initiative, inspired by the methods displayed by Lieutenant Adriana Cross. The program was codenamed Silent Viper Protocol and placed under the oversight of Commander Nathan Steele with advisory input from Captain Marcus Vance. Its stated purpose was to evaluate the viability of translating Cross's instinctive techniques into a structured doctrine usable by advanced sniper cadres. Initial phases involved data capture from Cross's prior missions, biometric analysis, and reconstruction of her engagement cycles using advanced simulators. Observers documented her ability to anticipate environmental shifts at near subconscious speed. When replicated by other operators, results were inconsistent. Only a minority of experienced SEAL snipers demonstrated partial success. Analysts concluded that while Cross's precision was unique, certain elements, such as rapid range correction, abbreviated wind compensation, and platform rhythm synchronization, could be modularized and incorporated into formal training. The protocol established a phased curriculum, Phase Y, introduced enhanced situational awareness drills, focused on rapid wind and drift compensation. Phase 2 integrated helicopter-based firing under rotor wash conditions. Phase 3 expanded to long-range engagements beyond 200 meters with limited preparation time. Instructors reported measurable improvement among candidates, with accuracy rates increasing by approximately 37% compared to prior training cycles. Doctrinal implications were immediate. SEAL mission planners began factoring sniper, overwatch not as supplemental, but as a decisive operational pillar. This shift altered simulation models, reducing projected casualty rates in high-risk missions by 22%. The new framework emphasized speed, adaptability, and extended range capacity, challenging conventional beliefs about sniper deployment in dynamic combat environments. Despite these gains, the classified board acknowledged that no operator matched Cross's instinctive precision. Official records continued to list her contributions under compartmental codename, while the broader SEAL community was only informed that a new Overwatch enhancement program had been adopted. The actual origin, Cross's record-breaking performance, remained concealed under restricted access protocols. By the conclusion of the first training cycle, the Silent Viper Protocol had become a cornerstone in the reshaping of sniper doctrine. Though publicly unattributed, its foundation rested entirely on Cross's performance, a fact recognized only within the narrow circle of command-level officers and select operators cleared for compartmental knowledge. As Silent Viper Protocol entered its second training cycle, results demonstrated clear operational transformation across Naval Special Warfare units. SEAL sniper teams reported measurable increases in mission survivability, particularly in high-threat environments, where Overwatch precision was previously deemed unreliable beyond standard effective ranges. Data collected from training evaluations indicated that operators trained under the protocol achieved first-round hit probabilities 41%, higher than their predecessors during long-range trials, extending beyond 2,200 meters. Mission planners quickly integrated the revised sniper doctrine into live operations. In Afghanistan, Iraq, and undisclosed areas of the Horn of Africa, after-action reports confirmed a consistent reduction in assault team casualties when Overwatch elements utilized Silent Viper-derived methods, notably one classified mission conducted under Operation Silent. Viper confirmed that a fortified compound was cleared without a single operator injury, directly attributed to the precision Overwatch provided by graduates of the new training regimen. Internal discussions at Coronado acknowledged that while Cross's instinctive abilities could not be replicated in full, the modularized techniques extracted from her performance provided a framework that multiplied the effectiveness of elite units worldwide. Instructors noted significant psychological benefits as well. Operators entering hostile engagements expressed greater confidence when supported by snipers trained under the updated doctrine, knowing that Overwatch precision now exceeded levels once considered theoretical. Despite these successes, command-level officers emphasized the need to maintain secrecy regarding the program's true origins. Official documents credited the improvements to advancements in ballistic, modeling, and training simulation technologies, while Cross's name remained absent from all records. Her involvement was restricted to compartmental. Reports circulated among Commander Steele, Captain Vance, and a limited number of Tier 1 instructors. The transformation extended beyond immediate combat scenarios. Allied Special Operations Forces, including select NATO units, quietly requested joint training access to Silent Viper protocol modules. While some modules were sanitized and shared under the guise of experimental doctrine, the most advanced elements derived directly from Cross's performance remained restricted to U.S. operators only. By the 7th month of the program, analysts concluded that Cross's influence had transitioned from isolated success to institutional legacy. Even without public acknowledgement, her methods had permanently altered sniper warfare, creating a doctrinal shift where Overwatch was reclassified not as secondary support, but as the decisive element capable of dictating mission outcomes. Subsequent classified evaluations confirmed that the long-term impact of Silent Viper protocol extended far beyond initial projections. SEAL training pipelines, once constrained by traditional range limitations, now incorporated extended distance engagements as a standard requirement. Where 1,000 meters had previously represented the benchmark for operational proficiency, 400 meters became the new baseline, with aspirational training extending to 2,500 meters in specialized courses. Performance metrics gathered from deployed units indicated that mission success rates increased by a measurable margin across multiple theaters. Hostage rescue operations, previously assessed at high casualty risk, were now routinely executed with zero friendly losses when supported by Overwatch personnel trained under the protocol. Mission planners restructured assault strategies, designing operations under the assumption that sniper teams could neutralize threats at ranges once dismissed as unreliable. The classified record repeatedly emphasized that this transformation was not a product of incremental advancement, but rather a direct result of Adriana Cross's unprecedented demonstration of capability. Yet her identity remained shielded behind compartmental clearance barriers. Official recognition was deliberately withheld, ensuring that the strategic advantage provided by her methods remained untraceable to its true origin. Command assessments noted that the integration of her techniques had created a generational leap in Overwatch doctrine. Operators who had once doubted the feasibility of extended range sniping now regarded it as an essential component of mission planning. The unseen catalyst for this doctrinal evolution, Lieutenant Adriana Cross, remained absent from the official narrative, her existence known only to a restricted circle of commanders and select instructors. The classified conclusion was unequivocal. Cross had altered the trajectory of sniper warfare, establishing standards that would continue to shape operations long after her name was erased from the record. Final classified assessments concluded that Lieutenant Adriana Cross's operational influence could not be fully measured through official reports, casualty statistics, or range data. While her name did not appear in public records, her methods had become embedded in the training of every advanced sniper candidate entering naval special warfare programs. Each successful extended range engagement carried an invisible signature, a reflection of techniques that originated with her performance but were never formally attributed. Post-mission debriefs repeatedly documented operators expressing heightened confidence in overwatch support, a psychological factor linked directly to survival in hostile environments. For many, the assurance that a sniper could neutralize threats well beyond conventional engagement. Distances altered both planning and execution. Mission survivability metrics shifted accordingly, with operational analysts estimating a permanent 30–40% increase in overall success probabilities when Silent Viper protocol techniques were applied. Within command circles, recognition of Cross's contribution was preserved in restricted files and whispered accounts among senior operators. Chief Rourke, previously skeptical, acknowledged in private documentation that her unseen precision reshaped what we believe possible. Commander Steele entered an addendum that the legacy of the protocol ensures future operators fight under conditions she alone proved achievable. These acknowledgments, while never intended for public record, confirmed her standing within the narrow echelon of those permitted to know. Her name remained absent from awards, commendations, and official citations. Instead, it appeared only on a secured range performance board under codename designation, a silent marker of an achievement considered impossible before her demonstration. Though unrecognized in public view, the transformation she triggered ensured her victories continued through every operator, who lived because of her precision. The classified conclusion, Adriana Cross's record may remain sealed, but her influence endures in every mission, shaped by the impossible standards she set.